All right, we're doing this video so that everybody can see exactly what's involved in dealing with the paperwork for the election. Take this out and you're faced with some choices over here. You got this little ballot, which is the ballot for candidates, and you got a little envelope in which that eventually is going to go, and you got a bigger envelope which is going to take care of the proxy. Let's put these aside for just a minute and look through this packet. And we'll see first we have the notice of the meeting, which is a legal requirement. It has the agenda of what's going to be shown. It has the instructions for filling out the ballot and the proxy. And this is important, folks, because you may not know it, but we just came through the patio election, and we had 40 invalid ballots because people missed something, one thing or another. So we're doing this to try to help everybody remember to do everything. These are the instructions here. You can read them as well as listen to what I'm saying. But now we come down to the proxy. This is probably the most important part. I'm setting aside the rest of these. These are all the notice of interest. But all right, here's the proxy, and let's take a look at what's involved in this proxy. The first thing is, if you notice, there's a blank spot right over here, and that's where you have to write your address. Okay, I'm going to write my address in here. Now, one thing in general, folks, when you're writing stuff down, please make it legible. When people are counting your ballots, we have to be able to read your name and address. And from my last experience, so we had a lot of people who did not write clearly, and it was very difficult to read sometimes. If we can't read it, you can't count it. All right, so we put down the address. Then you have an option here as a blank space where you can appoint somebody. Now, you don't have to put anybody. In fact, it's just a useless blank, but it's there because the way the state statute is written for absentee ballots and proxies, that just has to be there, but it's absolutely useless. This form not only gives you a chance to agree or disagree for the carryover of funds, but this is how we count whether we have a quorum or not. Without this form, you're not actually counted as part of the quorum, which we need to make it an official election and an official proceeding. So forget about this. It's absolutely not necessary to put in any proxy. But do go down and take a look, and you see that you have two choices. One says, yes, I approve of carrying over the excess membership income from 221 as stated above. This explains it a little bit more. And the second choice is, no, I do not want to do it. And that's a pretty important thing for the association, and I hope most people will be voting yes. Then you see there's a place for the date. Very important. Without the date there, this is not going to be counted. You can do your vote, but if you don't have the date, this item will not be counted. So whatever the date is, I'm going to write in just a date. I don't even know if that's today's date, but that's good enough. It has a date. And now is a place to print the name and sign it. So I'm going to sign my name and print it as legibly as you can. Because if we can't read it, you haven't voted. All right, there it is. We're all done with this thing now. And this is going to go in this envelope that we put aside. All right? Now, let me go ahead and fold it over. And put it inside this envelope. Okay, and there it is. Now, we have this. I'm not going to be voting here in front of you because even I'm entitled to a secret ballot, but you got your 6 people listed there, and you could only vote for 4 of them, and just put a check mark by the 4 that you're going to vote on. If you want to vote only for 3, you can do that. But you can only vote once for any one person, and only 4 votes total. And that's up to you. Once you've voted, you're going to stick this inside the master ballot. And then you're going to seal it. Seal it good. Now, once that's done, you're going to put it inside this envelope. Now, at some point in the counting process, what happens is we take that envelope, that voting ballot, out of this envelope, and it becomes anonymous because it's not connected with your name or your address. That's why you have an anonymous vote. So, before you're done, though, we have to do a couple more things. And again, this is very important. Without your name, address, and signature here, you're not going to be counted, because when we're counting, if any of that's missing, we just stamp it with an invalid, and it goes to the dead letter box. You don't get counted. So you got to write your name, and then write your address, and then sign it. All right, now you've done everything. You've filled out the proxy, you filled out your ballot and put it in the smaller envelope. You've put the proxy and the smaller envelope inside this larger envelope. You've written your name, put your address, and sign your name, and it's legible so that the people who are counting your ballot are going to be able to read it. Okay, once you've done all of that, then you can seal this envelope, and you'll have a couple of choices. You can stick a stamp on it and stick it in the mail, as long as you do it in time for it to arrive before the meeting. Or you can just take this, carry it to the clubhouse, and stick it in a little envelope slot. It's in the first room that you come to, the
foyer.
Right into the foyer is what you can do. And then you're done. You voted, your vote will be counted, and after the meeting, we will be able to let everybody know who won. And that's about it, folks. Pretty easy. Just if you want your vote to be counted, please do as we have suggested. Thanks. Have a great day.